Hi everyone, my name is Brendan Tang, and I am one of the candidates for the 2012 RBC Emerging Artist People's Choice Award at the Gardner Museum. And I want to take a little time today and talk about my series of work called Mango Ormolu. Now this series came out of doing some research into the decorative arts, and while I was flipping through some books, I came across an image or an example of ormolu. And what ormolu is, it's an 18th century European practice where they would import ceramics from China, and to make it more relevant to their own culture, they would put all this ornamental filigree on the foot and on the rim and shoulder and lip of the vessel. And I wasn't so much interested in the forms that they were creating. I was more interested in the ideas behind the forms, ideas like hybridity and cultural appropriation. Now, at the same time, I was also gaining a real interest in Japanese pop culture, specifically the robots that appeared in manga and anime. And so out of these two very different veins of research was born the Mango Ormolu series. And what I did is I conceptually removed the ornamental gold filigree and replaced it with science fiction or robot-inspired design that I was finding in anime. Now, at the beginning of this series, the robotic elements and the historical vessel elements kind of resided peacefully together. There wasn't too much compromise in either one of the elements. And I started thinking about the Ming vases that I was recreating and what they meant. And I came to the conclusion that the Ming vases were a symbol of identity or a symbol of culture. And then I started thinking about culture and identity and how malleable they are in this day and age. And I wanted to reflect that malleability within my work. And so at that point, the robotic parts started squeezing and pinching and pulling at the ceramic vessel. And the vessel reacted not as ceramics would, but as the human body would, or as soft plastic would when squished together or pulled apart. Another thing that I wanted to play with is this vessel binary of interior and exterior. Now, up until that point, the science fiction elements resided on the exterior of the vessel. And I wanted to see how the concept of the work would change if the robotic parts were emerging from the interior of the vessel, as though being birthed. And so, at the beginning stages of this version, the blue and white started to reference more like skin or more like fabric, and the robotic elements became more organic in nature. Now, as for the narrative, I felt that it was less about two opposing things interacting with one another and more about one thing transitioning from another, a more holistic look at things. Well, this is just a brief introduction to my work, and thank you for your time, and I hope I get your vote. Bye for now.